Hi everyone, thank you for attending today. It's Fibre Plus doing our second webinar. The webinar today is regarding the EXFO OX1. The OX1 is an optical fibre multimeter. We're going to use this equipment today to show where it sits alongside the rest of the EXFO suite of test equipment. So today, this machine, we're going to utilise and discuss installation, activation and repair. This product, like all of the EXFO products, is now coming on board to utilise TestFlow, the product that we use to upload and to organise files and to send jobs to the machine. So let's move on. So this testing, this solution is going to make your job simpler, faster, better, leaner and stronger. It's going to give us a situation where it empowers the frontline testing. This product can do single-ended tests. No settings are required, so anyone can utilise this, so any level of experience from copper, fibre and electrical. So irrespective of your background, you can use this product within a very short space of time. I would say average around about 5 minutes of familiarisation. Then on-the-spot detection. This product will find every fault that you need on site at that very moment. So it's a fast go, no-go test product that is going to tell you whether it's acceptable to move on to your next test and possibly just to activate that job. So it goes beyond basic testing. So the question is, where does this product sit within the field of test products that we use from EXFO? Simply, it isn't as high as the OTDR, remembering that OTDR in basic terms is for people that have got that little bit of knowledge and experience to take it to that next level. It's the tool that we use to certify a system. So EXFO, this OX1, is one level down from that we use just to qualify a system, but again, slightly higher than ILM. So when we're doing ILM testing, we're going to go through the different areas, but you can see the position where we position this product itself. So this product we find, and I feel personally, has brought a lot of pluses to testing. Pluses, when I mean that, it means that if I was using a light source power meter, I'd need to be at both ends of the system. And then the inevitable problems, as you know, batteries go down, reference goes down, all sorts of issues we end up facing. What we're saying is this product can be with an engineer that's possibly doing splicing to activate a system, to repair a system, for just installation. And it means that he can carry this in his toolbox as an additional piece of equipment to qualify that link as he goes on to the next job. So it means you're going to be testing more. It means less truck rolls. It means that when you do need to come back, if you need to come back and qualify and certificate that system for the client, for the customer, then you can do so with the guy with the OTDR knowing he's going to get it right first time, every time. And again, as I say, this product is amazing to use for all different areas. So what we need to look at is what are the tools that's within this OX1, this optical fibre multimeter. Well, we have light source and power meter option. We have flash advisor. We have fault explorer and link mapper. Again, with that, we also have a situation where, unlike lots of products, it can actually check and verify the connector at the end, which we're going to go into after. So let's look at the different tools available to us. We have light source and power meter, which can give us the option of continuous wave, modulated light signal, and fibre identification with a timer. So in the event that you've got to leave that product to do a test, you can set the timer to set so your battery doesn't go down, and you can carry out a whole suite of tests that you're going to use. When we look at that, we can look at this on the meter. So let's have a look at this meter and see what it does. So if we go to the first part, we need to, for light source, go to the menu itself. We then would go and look at source, where we can change, as you can see, the wavelength to our choice, which we'll choose 1550. Again, we can decide, do we want pulse or continuous wave? And again, you can change from all the different frequencies available to us. So really quite handy in a situation that you need to have a meter at another end in the situation to find something to actually do a loss test. So then we go and follow in from here, and we're going to look at the power meter side. Again, this product, you may use this product when you want to actually check the equipment being utilised at the far end to see what the power output side. Not always are you going to have a light source at that end as in a tester, but what you may want to do is check the output power of a product. Again, you can use that by going to Power Checker, and again, you can see, you can make all the various changes and the thresholds. So you can state what thresholds that you want to set as a pass, fail. And again, just by clicking on here, we can change all the minimum and maximum thresholds for loss thresholds. So let's go back and look at this product again. So we're going to go back into our Explorer, and let's move on. The next product we're going to look at, tool should I say, I do apologise, is the Flash Advisor. Now this test can be carried out in some cases in less than 3 seconds. Now that is quick. It will give us link length, it will give us ILM, insertion loss, ORL, optical return loss. Now to have all of that within one product and to test only from one end, that has sped up our testing process to no end. So this flash test is really a market leader. Let's actually press test on the equipment and see what happens. So we can see from here, it's running that test, and you can see from the timer here on the test how quick that was done. Again, Flash Advisor is also giving you a star rating to that connection to let you know how good that link is. Again, giving you all the values and the length, of which we've got here a launch lead at 500 meters and another tail lead at 1 kilometer. That's given us a total of 1.5, and again highlighted here. Now we can go to this mobile, which we've actually installed TestFlow to, and from that product we can download that result and have a look. But let's move on and see what else we have here under the tools. We then have, oh, I do apologise, I'm going the wrong way with the slides. So Fault Explorer. Fault Explorer is the next icon. That again gives us a Flash Advisor at the top, telling us how good that link is, just a quick visual. Detection of faults, so it'll look for these and it'll analyse all the faults in the system. Again, you can see here, we select from the icon, and there's not a myriad of icons to worry about. We just have 3, and then we have the play button. So very, very simple to use. Again, we push that play to run that test. And again, you can see your timer on the right here. Now, you don't need to run through every test. Each tool that you're going to use is for the specific job you wish to do, but you can see how quick that test has been done. You can also equally see on the screen from this Fault Explorer, you can see the various connections. You can see the first connection at the beginning, you can see at the end, so it's allowing you to see the B end and the A end. You can see that it's differentiated between the launch lead of 500 meters going on to the actual customer system, as it were. Link Mapper, the last tool that we're going to utilise here. Again, I told you, simply 3 icons, making it quite simple and easy to use. We select that icon and we're going to run the link mapper. That is going to utilise and look at the full link view of all events, reflective and non-reflective, whereas in the previous test, we were only looking for something that maybe was something to consider to look at. But this one again is the full test, the link mapper, and will give us a myriad of the whole system. So again, as I say, you can see how quickly these tests are done. So now we can go to our mobile here, where we can look at this and we can click Optical Explorer. It's downloading the results and you can see how quickly that was done, and we can look at any one of these tests. And we can look at this where again it gives us a similar output to what you see on the OX1, and you can see here it gives you all your losses. Again you can see the 20 meters and you can see the differences that it shows you each aspect of the link, total link. So you have 3 views here, and again your flash advisor giving you the instant result. So go, no go. So what else, what other benefits are there to this product? Well, we need to remember that this product comes with a lifetime calibration. Lifetime calibration meaning unlike when you had your OTDR, you had every 12 months, you had to send it off to get calibration. So imagine the cost savings there. £500 approximately to get a calibration on your OTDR. So a saving immediately of somewhere in the region of 10 years, 10 times 500, £5,000. So an amazing saving on that 10 years just in calibration costs itself. No factory returns, 0 downtime. Reduced cost of ownership, what comes back from being able to do more tests and have less costs as you travel down the age and the time of this system that you have it. The optical output diagnosis for connection means that we have this connector here, and if we remove from the end, we can see here we have a click out connector. That means that simply what we can do is if we have a problem, we can change it. 99% of our costs and problems are due to these, the connect, disconnect. So we typically assume with most test products around about between 500 and 1,000 click in, click outs when you're putting your launch lead or tail leads into these. So imagine being able on the spot, you don't need to send it back to the factory to be repaired. You can quickly be back up and running again. So again, another first utilised in the marketplace. So we need to remember, I showed you earlier on the mobile phone, the compatibility with TestFlow. And again, in a future webinar, we're going to cover the TestFlow and the benefits, as I said previously, that we can upload the test results to this product. We don't need anyone with knowledge. We can also then send this back to the main office where we can give the go-ahead to leave that job, and we know that the testing has been completed successfully. So let's think about the other benefits. Lifetime calibration, just to summarise what we discussed before. 3 years warranty. 3 years warranty on the product against manufacturer fault. Again, field replaceable batteries. So in the event that you do lose charge, which is unlikely, again, they are replaceable. So you can be sure that you can make any changes to the connector, to the batteries. So it's compact, lightweight in design, and very robust. We need to then consider the different variants that we have between these. And again, these are posted on the screen, where you can see that you can choose typically between the 3 main models, and you can see the differences between these. So there is choice, there is variety, there is one of these OX1s to suit every person, from the engineer to the installer to someone who's looking for faults. So I'd like to now ask if you have any questions that you'd like to pose that maybe we haven't covered here, that you're unsure of within this presentation. So I'll leave it with you to see what questions and answers so I can come back to you. Thank you very much. So here comes our first question. What is the difference between OX1 and OTDR? Well, we have to remember that OX1, as I said to you before, is a qualification tool. It's a tool that we can use to check quickly any links. Of course, we ensure that that comes within specification, but what we need to remember is that OTDR is a calibrated tool and that we use against a known standard. And the results that we get from this, being that that OTDR is calibrated every year, we can be sure that these results are the best they can be, so we know the tolerances. With the OX1, we know that the results that we do get from the OX1 obviously are within these budgets and can reference the standards and can reference what we utilise within it. And these are set within the flash advisor. But back to again, OTDR and OX1 are two completely different tools. OX1 is the product that we use to do more testing, to ensure that when someone comes to do the testing, final testing with the OTDR, that they know they're not wasting their time. How many times has someone gone out, the one person possibly in the company with the OTDR, only to find that something's not as it should be, and then he needs to return back again. The costs are quite unbelievable. So there is a comparison between them, but they are not the same. So thank you for that first question. So second question coming in now is, can I test multimode? Unfortunately, no. With this product, this is only a single mode product. Unfortunately, maybe in the future there can be something, but predominantly I think these tests are more fibre to the home, so single mode specific. So thank you for that. Let's wait and see if we've got another question coming in. What is the dynamic range of the OX1? So the dynamic range of the OX1 is typically 40 kilometres. But remember, I did say to you previously in the OTDR slide, you've always got to give that margin of error, and I would typically say that always give allowance of around about 5 dB, but 40 kilometres is the maximum that you are going to be able to test with this product. I hope that answers your question. Next question, just coming in. Does the OX1 detect macro bends? Of course, like any product, where you've got varying wavelengths, it's the wavelength that's going to highlight the difference between a splice and a macro bend. So a macro bend, when we test at a higher wavelength, you're going to see significantly higher losses at that particular area, in that region, that pinpoint area where you believe you've got macro bends. Typically macro bends tend to be at either end of the system, so again remembering, you know, a launch lead will always be more helpful because it will allow you to see that. I hope that answers that question for you. Do I need to use a launch lead? In any testing, whether it be OTDR or whether it be OX1, of course, the preference is always to use a test lead. You can go much shorter than a typical launch lead, so you can reduce that quite significantly, but yes, you do. It's always advisable because you want to check that first connector on the customer system, and yes, if you can utilise a tail lead, it'll give you even better results, which are covering the beginning and the end. And as you're probably well aware, all of you that do testing, that first and last connector are very, very important to ensure that the customer system is going to work properly. Let's see if there's another question coming in. Here we go. Can I certify a link with an OX1? Remember we said earlier on the system, only something that's been calibrated can certificate a system. So light source power meter, typically, and the next one is obviously your OTDR. Again, these products have got to be checked, calibrated to ensure they come within the tolerances accepted for length, loss, back reflection. So no, OX1, remember, you don't ever need to calibrate that. That's 10 years, so unfortunately not. How can I replace the connector on a non-Pro version? I was explaining earlier, the Pro versions come with a click-out connector, and again, the purpose of that click-out connector is to minimise cost. Remembering that when you're paying that little bit extra for a product, you're paying for the technology, you're paying for the reduced ongoing costs of that product, and the click-out connector allows you to change on-site at the moment that you have damage, because 99% of the damage that occurs with this product will always be the connect, disconnect, because of contamination. So to have the click out, I personally feel is an advantage. It doesn't mean that you can't, if you have a few of these and you're not reliant on one, of course, you can send this one away to EXFO, back to the factory to be changed. So the only way you can change the non-pro version is sending it back to get that replaced at the factory, unless you've got the click out on the pro version. That seems to be the last of the questions so far. So I'll say thank you very much for attending the webinar today. Really appreciated for all of those that attend. The webinars that we have will be recorded and will be available on all the different platforms of LinkedIn, Facebook and YouTube for you to view at a later date. So thank you very much for attending, and I'll say bye till our next version. Thanks again. Bye.